Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's Monday night. My name's Phil. If you're watching this live, get your views in, get your comments in. I want to know everything that you thought about the game at Brighton. We've got Sheffield United coming up on Mothering Sunday. We want your views, your comments. This is your Monday night Leicester City Fanzone show.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pal bank. ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Great to be chatting with you guys one-on-one again on this Monday night. Don't forget you can follow us wherever you're watching at Leicester Fan TV. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, you name it. We're there. Go find us. Go follow us. Good evening to you all. I want your views, your comments. Good evening. Hello, Leicester City Injury Hospital. Well, it's not quite so bad. We've got some news about Johnny Evans and Ayoze Perez coming back into training this week. So hopefully things are starting to get better. Gray, good evening, Gray says, you said it would be a scrappy 2-1 and we'd go one down. Gray, you were absolutely spot on in your score prediction. Well done with that, Gray. Sean, good evening with you. Sean said 5-0 at Brighton. It wasn't 5-0, but I'm sure Sean will take that. Hassan says, can we talk about transfers? Well, there is rumours of Edouard, 15 million to 20 million from Celtic. Listen, we can't go and sign him at the moment. Hassan, if you want to talk about transfers, we can. But for me, I'd rather talk about a decent scrappy win. Can you have a decent scrappy win at Brighton and start looking forward to, obviously, Sheffield United on Sunday? Here, look, listen, I'm going to get into all your comments. I want your reaction on the Brighton win. I want you to talk about maybe Nacho in form, 2 goals in 2. And probably, am I allowed to say, looks more likely to score than Vardy, because Vardy has only got 1 goal in 14 games. We all want Jamie Vardy to score a goal. What's going on with Jamie Vardy? Let's have a view from you on that. There is talk, of course, of Johnny Evans and Perez that they are coming back into training. Pratt, hopefully back into training next week. So things are starting to come good. And I've got this very shirt for you to win. You have to go to leicesterfantv.com to enter, but that shirt, which we'll get onto later. So that's some of the things I thought we could talk about, but I want your views and your comments. Pete says we must finish top 4. Yes. Well, I watched the Man U-Man City game. I thought Man U did a bit of a robbery job, a bit like we did maybe against Brighton at Man City. I thought Man City were the better side yesterday. But did that help us or did it not? I think we probably wanted Man City to win, didn't we? But Liverpool losing again to Fulham, I think that was good. Yes, LCFC great. We could talk about Nacho and Amartey. Let's face it, a lot of fans, hold your hands up if you were one of the fans moaning about Nacho and Amartey before the game and at half-time, because some certainly were. Hey, don't get me wrong, I said at half-time, listen, back 3, Nacho and Amartey is not the most comfortable on the ball, but listen, he popped up, we said we'd take any sort of goal. Roscoe says it was a very lucky win. It was a smash and grab. I'll give you that. It was a definite smash and grab. Chris, Nacho's finish was top draw. 2 good goals on the spin by Nacho. Looking good. Great pass from Yuri Telemans. What would you like to say about that? Joanna says there's no way that original shirt kept that white. Joanna, do you like this? Look, I've gone really retro again. Can't beat a bit of this. There wasn't many of these made. Ainley's Music. Who remembers Ainley's in Leicester? Who can tell me where it was in Leicester? There's no prizes for that, but just who can remember Ainley's in Leicester? A bit of retro chat with us. Ross says we played poor, but 3 points is 3 points. Ross, we said we needed that. It didn't matter how we got it. An away win, 3 points. Amartey's header, decent header, I thought, in the end. Hassan says, now that Evans is back, what will this mean for Cags? Will he be on the bench? Soyuncu's played fantastic last season and this season till his injuries. Looked a bit like Bambi on ice the last couple of games, Hassan. What do you reckon? What would you do? If Evans is back and Wesley Fofana's back, do you pick two out of that, or is that the back three? Does Amartey get dropped? Christian says Amartey proved us wrong. He certainly did. I think that's only his second goal for him in 5 years. Patrick says Ainley's was opposite the Haymarket. It was near the clock tower. Classic record shop. Dave says sometimes you have to win ugly. Absolutely, Dave. That's all we needed to do, wasn't it? Russell says, I like your profile picture, Ross, says, if there was a time for Vardy to score a goal, then Sheffield United is the perfect time for it on Sunday with that corner flag celebration and being Wednesday fan. Ross, you're absolutely spot on. He would absolutely love to score against Sheffield United on Sunday. Do you know what? I've only just realised today that the match is on Sunday. I've had it in my diary for months, at least a month, that it's on Saturday at 2 o'clock. I found out today it's Sunday at 2 o'clock. Anyway, well, at least I know. At least we know in times. Need to keep winning. The chasing pack are not far off. No, Steve, who are you fearful of? Who do you think's coming from that chasing pack? West Ham, Everton, Liverpool, or is Liverpool in complete mess? I don't know. Ian says Cag struggles in a back three, but is excellent in a back four. I think, Ian, you might be right there. When he's on that left-hand side like he was, I don't know, he didn't, there's times he came for the ball, didn't know whether to go back, tried to pass it out. He definitely got caught out. Matty Bond says Cags needs some new boots. Yeah, it did look like he got the wrong studs in for both games. LCFC Gray says Ainley's were in the days of Shawaddy-Wad. It wasn't that long ago. Listen, LCFC Gray, I am old, but I'm not from Shawaddy-Waddy days back in the 70s. I'm from 80s and 90s, boy, back in Ainley's. A must-win game, says James Hill, against Sheffield United. How many must-game wins do we have, James, in our lives? How many as Leicester City fans? Yeah, Ross says it's a big game. Yeah, I know Ross. Ross is from Sheffield, so bragging rights. He lives in Sheffield, and obviously playing them on Sunday will be a good one. Also, Leicester City Injury Hospital says, what shall I change my YouTube name to? Get your comments in. What should he change his name to? You lot will come up with something funnier than me, but let's see. Will he change it if we get a good one for you? Andy says, not used to having to wait again for the next game. Wait a week. Andy, what are we doing this week? Well, you know why? Because we bloody should have been in the Europa League on Thursday against Glasgow Rangers. That's why, Andy. Oh, you've started me off on that now. If we haven't rested players, I don't get why you rest players and then you go on and play Arsenal and then lose at home. Thanks, Andy, for that. You've just put me back into that. Do you know what? It would have been brilliant to play Rangers this week. They've obviously just won the Scottish Pub League, which is great for them. Well done. No, really well done winning a 2-team league. So pleased for you. That's amazing. It would have been lovely to see how a proper team, a proper Leicester City team. Do you know what? I've been quite nervous playing Rangers because we'd have all this bravado. Oh, they're an average pub side from up north. If we'd have lost them, it would have been quite, well, not embarrassing. Because was I embarrassed against Slavia Prague? I don't know. I just felt disappointed. So it would have been great to see us play Rangers and see how good they would have been. Jason says West Ham are dark horses this season. I think a lot of players would call us dark horses still. Patrick says we played 9 games in 29 days. That's why we look knackered. Yeah, it's one every 3 games. I think we all need a rest, don't we? Chris from Leicester Till I Die says, who remembers Bailey's, the club, not the drink? Chris, I don't remember Bailey's in Leicester. First clubs was the Bear Cage, Crystals, Zoots, which Palais de Dance, whatever you want to call it. We all remember them. Andy says, ain't it funny Rangers leave Celtic and Rangers win the league? Listen, let's not get too much into Scottish football, but 2-horse league. Jamie says, good evening. How are you, Jamie? what about LCFC is trying to change his YouTube name. He says, what about no Vardy, no Potty? Hey, listen, we're still partying. It's nice to see. Vardy hasn't scored. We scored 1 goal in 14 games, as we put on in there. We're still scoring goals. Nacho, I want you to talk to me about Nacho. Those of you, me included, I've said it. I said it after he missed that penalty. He ain't good enough. Can he change our minds? Yes, he can if he keeps scoring. And he looked good again for 2 games. But we need Nacho to do it every week. What are your views on him? Can he change your mind? That's what I want to know. Can Kelechi Iheanacho change your mind? Is he good enough? Did you always think he was? I'm being honest. I said, look, I don't think he's good enough. But I've just seen 2 good goals, 2 good games. I think he's looked better than Vardy. But I want to see that week in, week out. What do you think to Nacho and Vardy? Jono says, more like no Amartey, no party. That sort of rhymes, Jono. I like it. Jamie will score, says he will score. I'm with you on that. Brad says, that's why we shouldn't go for Edouard. He's playing in an easy league. Rather take a gamble on Ivan Toney. Would you agree with Brad there? Let me know your views. Do you agree with Brad or not? Interesting one there. I'm not sure about Edouard either from Celtic. Andy says he doesn't think Nacho is a 20-goal-a-season striker. How many did he... if Jamie's still watching this, Stato, tell me how many goals did Nacho get last season? I think he got 10 or 11. And I certainly know between him and Vardy, they scored something like 19 goals in the last 20 games they played together. So Chris says, Nacho proving me wrong. I'm happy to admit it. Colin says Nacho quality when we pass in the last third period. He certainly, for me, Nacho holds the ball up better than Jamie Vardy. I think he encourages in other players from midfield and around him. So I do think Nacho has positives to his game. He really does. In there, LCFC Gray says, what about Abrahams? Coulton Fox says Tony for me. Leicester City injury party. He's changed his YouTube name already. He's put no Vardy scoring, no party at night. Welcome back with your massive name, now YouTube name. I see you've changed your name. Darren says he agrees with Brad that he thinks Edouard from Celtic is too much of a gamble and we should be doing better. Adam says, watching on YouTube, says Nacho needs a run in the side, even when Barnes and Madders come back. Listen, Barnes is out for at least 5 weeks. I think it's going to be a bit longer. I think it's a nasty one. Madders, we've not actually got a date on Madders coming back yet. We have got Johnny Evans back in training this week, Perez back in training this week, Dennis Pratt back in training next week, apparently. We don't want to rush them back, but listen, over the next 2 weeks, here's a topic for you. We've got Sheffield United on Sunday. Then the following Sunday, I think, is it 5 or 7 o'clock? We've got Man United in the FA Cup. I know I'm going to ask you a question. I know what you're going to say, because I'm going to ask you, do you give some of these players like Evans and Perez and Pratt, do you rest them for the Man United game? Do you not rush players back? There's a question for you. I mean, it's a little way away, but what would you do with those players? The Man United game. We rested players for the Europa League. Are we going to rest players for the Man United game? I want your views on that. Keep them coming in. Keep the comments coming in. We want to talk a little bit about where do you think we'll finish this season? I think there's about 10 games left. Come on. Put your cards on the table. I want to know in the comments where you think Leicester are going to finish this season. We're going to make top 4 this year. Would you bet 100 quid on it? Would you bet your house on it? Where do you think we're going to finish? Honest views. I want to know where you think Leicester are going to finish. I hope, and I actually think this year, I think we've learned from last year just about enough to keep us in the top 4. I also think it's helping us this season that it's such a crazy season with no fans in there and these results that so many of the other teams are slipping up. Whenever we slip up, we've got away with it because the other teams have slipped up as well. I think we will make top 4, but partly down to our own away record, but partly also down to the fact that other teams are slipping up. What do you think to that? Get your views in, get your comments in. Christian says, when Jose Perez comes back against Sheffield, do you think he should start? And if then for whom? No, I don't think he will start. I don't think he should start. Please, no. Let's not rush players back. I'm worried about us rushing players back. I'd rather him be rested. I think if him and Johnny Evans train this week, I wouldn't expect either of them to start at all. Chris says we're 3 points better off at 28 games than last season, which is great. Thanks for that, Chris. Bit of stato. Karen is saying realistically 7th. Karen, been top 4 all season. I really think we will be. CK is talking about that Top will be back in the country soon and there will be some stadium redevelopment news. Yeah, it's obviously gone all quiet there. Mirko, watching from Holland. Good evening, Mirko. Hope you're well. Says 3rd. Andrew agrees with you in 3rd. No Vardy scoring, no Vardy party nights, whatever your name is now. Says 2nd. Ian says 4th. Keith says 3rd. Andrew says let's go for top 4 in the FA Cup. Be a jolly good season if that was true. We beat Sheffield United with a 3rd string team and then beat Man United in the cup with the Kibs. Lol. Let's hope so. Ian says, go full strength against United, just 2 wins from the final. 1 win from the semi-final. Sadly, if Leicester get to the semi-final or to the final, we can't go as fans. Could you imagine that? 51 years since the last, 52 years since the last time we got to a FA Cup final, and we wouldn't be able to go to it. Chris Mobsy, you all right, mate? Says, evening, look at the big picture, no problems. Indeed. Look at that, Chris. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Chris is out in Holland, a Leicester fan, Leicester born and bred from Queniborough. Gray says, you were just having your own internal conversations with that one. Listen, keep the comments coming in. I want to let you know that this shirt, let me see if I can grab it. What a classic shirt. Look, I'm wearing one classic shirt. You're not having that one. But this one, we've got one of these to give away. Now, the question is, it's on LeicesterFanTV.com. You have to go to enter there. The question is, Steve Walsh used to wear this shirt. Look, here's the clue. Steve Walsh used to wear this shirt. What number did Steve Walsh famously play under? I can't make it any easier than that, can I? I cannot make it. I swear to goodness, if you can't get it, that's there to win. Anyway, go on LeicesterFanTV.com and you can win that. Jack, good evening to you and Hayley. Hope you're both well. Wayne says, your thoughts on what forward you think we should... Wayne, listen, transfer chat. I hear what you're saying. I'm still gonna say Mitrovic at this rate. I still think he's a decent player and can play in the Premier League at the moment. Mirko saying we're signing Edward from Celtic. He's certainly in the mix, and Rodgers knows him. So Rodgers, I would trust Rodgers on Edward if he thinks he's good enough. Patrick saying FA Cup final is going to be used as a test event, so could go, but reduce crowd. Thank you, Patrick. I did not know that. I know they've got a few of the test events. Listen, it holds 80,000 fans, so what? Maybe let 10 or 20,000 in there? Again, let's not wait. Well, let's wait till we get there, I guess. Gray, thank you very much for your super sticker. You really don't have to do that, but I much appreciate it. It helps us buy more kit. Hassan says Tarkowski. I think we've got enough centre-halves. I really do. I just don't think we need to buy any more centre-halves. I'm hoping that Benkovic comes back from OH Leven and has grown in that time as well. Well done, by the way, to Elliot Moore. Elliot Moore, ex-Leicester City, we sold him. He was been at Leicester for donkey's years since he was I think 10. We sold him when he was, 21, 22, because we didn't think he was going to make the grade. Playing brilliantly down at Oxford. Player of the month for the division again down there. I think he's been made their captain. He's a local lad. So well done to Elliot Moore. Just keep an eye on him. Maybe he'll be one of those that we let get away. So we'll just see. Andy says, what's people's thoughts on Tavares? Or Tavares, however you want to say it. What's your thoughts, Andy? I thought he was all right. I'm not going to get carried away. I don't think it was Roy of the Rovers type debut. It could have been if that shot had gone in. It was a decent shot, good skill for the shot. If you notice what his skills like, I thought he did all right. I think he did really all right. There's definitely positivities in there. CK says I'd take top 4, but it all depends on injuries and mentality. If we push on and fight for it, we can do it. Luck will play a part. I agree. Luck is going to be absolutely massive this season. Now, listen, if you're watching, we've got about 10 minutes left of this show. So we've got loads more to chat about. We're going to start talking about Sheffield United. I want your score predictions. I want your team selections as well. But wherever you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button as well. If you're watching on Facebook, we know loads of you watch on Facebook. Again, give us a like and a share. That'd be brilliant. If you're on Twitter and Periscope, give us a retweet or a heart. Whatever you do, we appreciate it. Thank you for that. Keep getting your comments in. Keep getting as many views as you can, and we'll get through in this last 10 minutes. Let's get the next comment up on screen. LCFC Gray, cheeky, thank you. That's so kind of you. Honestly, you don't have to do the super chats. We ask people, don't. Just keep your money. But we do appreciate the tip when you do it. But thank you very much. Michael, I agree. I don't think we need Burnley players. I wouldn't spend 50 million on Tarkowski. I just don't think we need... if we're going to spend 50 million pounds, let's buy somebody exciting. Let's buy a striker, an attacker. not a defender. Leicester City should not be spending £50 million on defensive players. Honestly, that's just my thoughts on it. Keep getting your views in, keep getting your comments in. Hassan says, Leicester City 0, Sheffield United 1. Hassan, your YouTube profile has got Jamie Vardy in there, and you're predicting a Sheffield United win. Hey, it's Leicester City. You could be right, but I'd like to see a little bit more positivity, Hassan. Come on. Chris says, where is Hurst? George Hurst, he's at Rotherham, I think. I liked him as well. I'm with you, Chris. I thought I liked what I saw of him. Looked a decent target man as backup, different option. I like him. He's gone out there on loan. Apparently, he is not firing on all cylinders up there. Again, Ross is Sheffield, our Yorkshire correspondent, not doing great. But I really like what I saw of George Hurst. Youngie, good evening, Youngie. The legend that is Alan Young. Good evening, Alan Young. I'm ready to give Vards a hand. Youngie, Youngie, polish your boots off, get up there. You and Vardy, I'd have liked to have seen that. Crikey, Youngie wouldn't have given them too much. Well, he'd have given them a lot to think about, wouldn't you, Youngie? Gray, stop it, please. Honestly, please. No Maddison, no Vardy. This is the YouTube guy, keeps changing his name, says Leicester 3, Sheffield United 0. Why are we better away from home? Why is it our home record is like, I think it's the best in the league, but our home form, do you know what? If we'd have had a decent home form, if we hadn't lost those games that we shouldn't have lost, we really would have been challenging for the title. I know you won't believe it, but this season, we really could have and maybe should have challenged for the title. Man United will probably think the same. Chelsea might even think the same. But honestly, Leicester, if we'd have just... How many have we lost at home? I can't see the table. Is it 6 at home? Honestly. Ross, who is our Yorkshire correspondent for Leicester Fan TV, as well as Leicester Food TV. Ross, I'm expecting to see something good on Sunday, mate. He said he hasn't scored for the Millers. He hardly gets played. Hopefully when we recall him, Vardy can help. I don't understand it, Ross. I thought Rotherham would be a great club for George Hurst to go and get plenty of... I mean, what's the point in going on loan if you don't get played? But obviously they're perhaps not seeing him. Gray says he wants the shirt. LeicesterFanTV.com, Gray. Go enter there. All your super stickers won't get you that. Chris Mobsey says, should we get Dewsbury Hall back? We can't, Chris. We've loaned him out. I do wonder why we do this. We've loaned him out and we've got no callback clause. So we can't have him back, Chris. But he looks decent. Again, he's getting some reasonable reviews down there. We need to be looking for a new keeper, says Chris. Schmeichel not going to be... Well, I disagree, Chris. Listen, I think Danny Ward's decent as a backup. Jakubovic is decent as well. You've got to remember, Jakubovic was first team for Hull when they were in the Premier League. And Kasper's 34. Keepers just get a bit better and better. They're like a fine wine, as they say. They get better with age. I think 34 for a keeper. I think the way Kasper plays, I think he could still be at the top level, 38, 39. Thank you, Stato. Or as you might know him, Jamie from the Fox's Arms, gives me the info I desperately needed. 34 points away from home this season. 19 points home. Just imagine, well, do the maths. If we've got nearly that away form at home, say we've got 27 points, we'd have been right on the tails of Man City. If we'd have matched the away form with the home form, we'd have been on 60. We'd have been way out in the lead. Way out. It's there. Michael says, no fans, this is the reason why we don't win at home. But there's no fans away either, Michael. It just doesn't... Listen, this should be so neutral now. An away game, a home game. It's a grass pitch. It's 100 metres by whatever, 70 metres, whatever pitch is. I should know that stat. But they're the same now. The grounds are empty. Keep your views coming in. Yeah, Adam says, Chilwell warming the bench again. The new drink water. Think Vardy will score against Sheffield United. Ross says that indeed. Jack says, we need to strengthen the squad in the summer. We do, Jack. But where do you think we'll end up at the moment this season? Now, come on, we've got about 5 minutes left. I want to know, what are your Leicester v Sheffield United score predictions? I want to know as well who you think will start for Leicester. The squad's getting a little bit bigger. Obviously, Perez back this week, Fofana back, Evans back. Again, I thought all Brighton has impact. We've said it 1,000 times. I, for one, all Brighton is almost the first name in my starting 11 when everybody's fit. Honestly, he's just from years of picking pub football teams. Hello to Thrusty Stars. From years of picking football teams and trying to get the people who are. I always like the players who just give you a consistency every week. They always turn up to training. They always turn up to matches on Sunday. I'm talking about pub football here, but you know who you are. If you play pub football, those who always turn up and you think, he never lets us down. He's not the best necessarily, but he's always the first. And for me, they're the first names on the team sheet. And that's Mark or Brighton. He never lets you down. He's always first name on my team sheet. But what do you think? LCFC Gray agrees. Brighton work rate, second to none. He's just always there, isn't he? He's always going to give you an 8 out of 10. Bad performance is a 7 out of 10. He's very rarely going to give you a 9 or a 10 out of 10. He's not that sort of player, but he's just... Anyway, James Hill says 2-1 Tielemans to score. Michael out in the States says, played the same team as last Saturday. Saved the best team for Man City's in a couple of weeks, though. Are you talking about Man United, Michael, in the FA Cup? Jack says, told you top 4, got to have the faith, keep the faith, You'll have to do a song. You'll have to get that suit back on, Jack. Hassan, yes, he is. Under is injured. We wondered where he was against Brighton. We were like, where the hell is he? But he is definitely injured. He will not play. Under will not be in the squad for Sunday's game against Sheffield United. Patrick says, can't drop Nacho. You can't drop Nacho. I agree. You can't score 2 goals on the trot. One that gets you a point and one that gets you a win. You know, you just can't. You can't drop him. Ben says Vardy to score in a 3-1 win. Will's getting absolutely carried away, but it's Leicester City. We could win 6-0. Will, I hate to say it, we could lose. We can't lose 6-0 at home. But I tell you what, Carol. Hello, Carol and Trev. Hope you're well. There you go, Pete. I've said it. Chris says we can play 4 at the back next weekend, please. I agree at home. Let's be a little bit more. I do think 4 at the back is a bit more attractive. Jason's going 3-1. No Madison, no Vardy. Says all Brighton will start. LCFC Great says Yuri Tielemans next Fox. He's captain. 38 games he's played for us this season. And what a pass that was. His little pass. I don't know what you call one of them. No look passes. Zab says Vance and Kelechi to start all games from here on. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I like 2 at the top, at least playing 2 strikers. Jack says I've gone 3-1. No Madison, no creativity. Hey, listen, you can't say, I'm going to put that back on there, you can't say there's no creativity when Yuri Tielemans does a 35-yard pass, look in the wrong direction, cuts through their defence to set up Kelechi and Nacho. You can't say there's no creativity without Madison, because there clearly is. Yes, Madders adds it, but... you know, Yuri has played 17 games in a row. Thank you for that, Jamie. Fox's Arms. Good start. Gav says Nacho hat-trick 3-1. Please just play 4 at the back, says CK. 5 don't work, Mr. Rogers. Paul says top 6 this season. The run on the injuries will cost us. 1-1 draw at the weekend. Same lineup as Saturday. We're bringing in some of the injury turns at 60 and 80-minute mark. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't start them. I would not start Johnny Evans. I would not start Perez either in there. Wayne says 3-1 on Sunday. Sean has entered the T-shirt. Don't forget, LeicesterFanTV.com. You can enter the T-shirt. You can have as many goes as you like. I don't mind. All you've got to do is guess what shirt number Steve Walsh used to wear. See if you can get that right. Hey, I have to make it easy. We're all Leicester. Keith says, all Brighton's king of the corner ball. We actually scored from a corner. First time against Brighton. Mark the day. Whatever it was. March the 6th, was it? Ian says, I think Rodgers prefers a back 5 with wing backs. He certainly does. Than playing 2 up top. Ross says he might get a takeaway for the game on Sunday. Well, Ross, I hope you're going to combine takeaways and create an absolute monstrosity that we'll all enjoy looking at. EKG, hope you're well. EKG, is that Elijah, by the way? Is it Elijah? I'm trying to put YouTube names with people who come on. Anyway, I think it is. Says, I'm still thinking we can make 4th. We have a good line of games to complete with our injuries, and slowly we're going to get our players back. I agree. We've stopped. Stephen, you are spot on with this. We've stopped playing to Vardy's strengths again. Do you know what? I shouldn't say it because I'll get shot down in flames. We play at times like we did under Claude Puel. We do. And that, do you remember, before he left, Jamie Vardy couldn't get a sniff in because we're not giving him where he wants. But we do play a bit like that at times. I know I'm not allowed to say that. Do you agree, Stephen? Let's shh. We don't need 5, says Mick. We don't need 5 against Sheffield United. They're poor up front. We'd be better play with 4. Yeah, I think go for it, Mick. I would say let's go for it. Andy saying just not the salad. Every time I think of that salad, what's he called? It's chopped salad or whatever. Do you know what? I've got it as a look. I kid you not. Look, you're going to make me do this now. Look. Let me see. Where is it? I genuinely have it on my phone. I just, every now and then when work's getting me down, I'll look at his salad. It's classic. It's the best ever. Sam says, when Maddison or Brighton don't start, Bards is starved. Yeah, feed the Kalechi. I agree. I blame Buell for us only being top. Yeah, anything you want to blame anybody for, it's obviously, I mean, you know, we all know. When Maddison start, we've said that. Well, Michael says defences are not leaving the space for Vards to run in like they did. And he has lost half a step. Maybe he has, Michael. Maybe he has indeed. Too much sideways football, says Stephen. At times, honestly, there is at times. But hey, listen, I'm not grumbling. Leicester City are 3rd in the Premier League. And if we'd have just won a couple of games more, we would have finished 2nd. Could have won it this season. I don't know. I don't think we can now. I'm the eternal optimist, but I think Man City are just too far ahead for us even to dream about it in our wildest dreams. But who knows? 10 games left. Go on a winning streak. Anything's possible. As ever, thanks to these guys, ADT, Eat Me, Tiger, by Everard's, Moya Wade, Leicester Garage Conversions, Piglet's Pantries, Fox's Arms, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Memphis and Hologram. Thanks to all those guys for this. Mostly thanks to you guys, obviously. Without all your fantastic comments, we've got nothing. I just stand here like this and talk to myself about football. I need all your comments. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're watching on playback, wherever you're watching, come join us live. Mondays, 7:30s. Fridays, 7:15. Sundays, 10 a.m. And then match days for the watch-along. Locks will be here on Friday at 7:15 doing his usual chat and banter. So come and join him. Jamie's here with an aftermath pre-match show on Sunday at 10. I'll do some lunchtime lives this week if there's any team news or players coming back or anything exciting happening. And, of course, we're doing the watch-along from 1:30 on Sunday. So thanks as ever for all your comments, all your views. Couldn't do it without you. It's been great chatting with you, and I truly do mean that. So thanks as ever for all your comments, Ross. People trying to make me laugh. It does work as well. I'll see you next week. I'll see you on Sunday. Cheers.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pal bank. ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.